Hello, I'm here to present to you Oedipus Rex as a Mayan tragedy. And this interpretation of Oedipus is nothing but in the era of the Mayan Empire. Just like all the different eras that there was Roman Empire, Turkish Empire, all those different eras. So my goal is to show you how this classic Greek tragedy can be reimagined in a completely different cultural context, while still keeping its central themes of fate, prophecy, and human pride. In this version, my stage setting. In this version, display is staged at the base of a Mayan pyramid. Instead of a Greek palace, the audience sees Oedipus' throne and power set against a massive ceremonial structure, such as there was different pyramids, and the most famous one was the Chichen pyramid. It was very famous, and a lot of people a lot of ritual concepts were held there, and the atmosphere is ritualistic with torches, fire, and stone temples, giving the sense of a sacred rite, more like a tradition, a cultural tradition that many of these tribes follow. Then the audience feels less like they're watching a play and more like they are witnessing a spiritual event. This makes Oedipus not just a ruler, but a king who is tied directly to divine power. And the audience would be held on the surroundings, while the main roles of like Oedipus, Jocasta, Tiresias, and Creon are in the center of the pyramid, just like a little beyond it. But as the play goes on, they move throughout the pyramid, and the audience gets to witness all the different mannerisms and stuff like that. So my cast. So Oedipus, played by Andrew Garfield, is a jaguar warrior king, symbolizing strength and dominance. So for Oedipus, I felt like Andrew Garfield definitely struggled with this, because I was like, which actors or who can play these roles, because there's whether it fit the cultural concept, or whether it fit the ideas of being able to be in a film versus a play, theater. So I chose these. Jocasta, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, is a priestess queen wearing feathers and jade ornaments that represent fertility and status. Tiresias, played by John Goodman, becomes a shaman prophet, painted in white and wearing bones, emphasizing his mystical connection to fate. So this is kind of like a picture that I could have used to highlight the prophecy, or that fate related thing, and just used some type of an incense burner to show the ritualistic spirits that connected to this. And Creon, played by Hugh Jackman, is dressed with eagle feathers, representing Mayan nobility and wisdom, and he carries a ceremonial staff of authority. The props used to be obsidian blades, which was traditional weapon and stuff that they used during that time period, and the incense burner, I said, the drums for concerning the music, and the enthusiasm and the chorus that plays throughout the play, and then this all ties to a Mayan ritual and sacrifice. So moving on to the chorus and the music, said earlier, it's reimagined as the Mayan people, the priests, the citizens, and the witnesses of the ritual are all part of the chorus. They chant in rhythm, perform ritual dances, and move in circles around the stage. Drums, rattles, and conch shells, like the conch shell down here on the bottom left, echo through the performance, creating a soundscape that feels both sacred and haunting. The music helps carry the tension, sometimes steady, sometimes loud, and chaotic as truth about Oedipus unfolds. So it's just throughout the play, the scenery, or the way that the chorus shows all these different types of things is very amusing and very key to the ambience of the different things. So, key quotes used from Oedipus the Rex by Sophocles. So, Oedipus declares, "You pray to the gods, let me grant your prayers." He says this with his arms raised at the pyramid base, and as if he's offering himself as a divine answer. And then, as Tiresias warns, "You are the land's pollution." He delivers his line while burning incense and pointing his staff directly at Oedipus. So this is more of a pointing directly at him, that he's the main cause of like the everything happening and why he should just leave. And Jocasta says, "Fear? What should a man fear? It's all chance. Chance rules. Chance rules our lives." Sorry. She speaks this while scattering maize as an offering, trying to dismiss prophecy. So she's just trying to tell them to not listen to the prophecy and withhold something greater. So Creon reminds Oedipus, "Time alone can show just a man, but a single day reveals the traitor." He delivers this with calm authority, holding his eagle feather staff, a contrast to Oedipus' anger. So, the concept and themes. So, finally, the reason for placing this play in a Mayan context was truthfully from like a film that I saw a few years back, Apocalypto, and it just reminded me of like setting it during like that time period where like the gods you helped and sacrifice different things. Like they would sacrifice humans, animals, and like all these different types, like just blood in general to get something from their gods, and they were very like spiritually connected, and it just was great to see this as a film. And so this Mayan context is to highlight the similarities between Greek and Mayan cultures. Both valued prophecy, ritual, and sacrifice. By reimagining Oedipus as a Mayan king, the play becomes a cosmic ritual of kingship and downfall. So highlighting to the theme of fate versus human pride, this remains nothing but universal, and no matter the culture, you can still see that a king cannot escape its destiny. And by including Creon as an eagle figure, it also shows that, you know, there's a rival here to power. So he's just waiting for his turn, and in the future, you can see that it shows there. And in conclusion, staging Oedipus Rex in the Mayan Empire setting allows us to see how tragedy transcends culture. Whether in Greece or Mesoamerica, humans struggle against prophecy, against the gods, and ultimately against themselves. Thank you.